So many reprints! So many reprints! Ah! What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. So today I wanted to do a discussion on Battles of Legend Light's Revenge and asking the question, is this the greatest reprint set of all time? Because earlier in the day we got a potential spoiler for the set, and it has a lot of the cards that we've already had that Konami's announced on the official page. So take it with a grain of salt that this might not be fully correct, but if this is the case, this is probably the greatest fucking reprint set I have ever seen in my entire life. There is so many valuable cards that they reprinted in this set that I honestly can't believe it, and I feel that, you know, I give Konami a lot of criticism because I feel that's important if we want to have this game, you know, ultimately shape up for the better, but I feel like this is a time I need to acknowledge them that if this is true, that hats off to them, because this is how you make a fucking set. You have a ton of awesome reprints to help just lower the prices of some of the cards in this game. You also release some of the cards from the anime. You know, this set just has everything. And what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to go over, in my eyes, what are pretty much the best cards to go and pretty much chase after if you're wanting to just crack open this set. So this is a set that each pack is going to contain 5 cards. It's going to be 4 ultra rares and 1 secret rare. And the total set is comprised of 20 secrets and 60 ultra. So an 80 card set. There's a lot of fucking value in this set. So I'm going to start off with the ultras. You might see me look off camera a little bit because I have a huge list of stuff I want to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first card, Anti-Spell Fragrance. Amazing card. I mean, it's pretty much just, it's not the most expensive card to be perfectly honest, but to be fair, it does still demand around a $10 to $15 price tag. So anytime we can get a card like this, especially that's this competitively relevant at the moment, I'm definitely a fan of. Then we have Bujintei Tsukuyomi, which is pretty much a staple if you're playing a deck like ABC's, but this card was also demanding a rather high price for pretty much only be playing in one specific deck. So having only a couple printings, this is a very nice reprint in my eyes as well. Then we have Cactus Bouncer and Crusader of Endymion. These are cards that haven't pretty much seen any competitive play whatsoever, but because of the sets they were printed in, they haven't had any reprints whatsoever, so they've actually demanded some outrageously high prices, so it's nice that these are finally getting reprinted as well. I think Cactus Bouncer had like a small period of hype, but now that's finally going to be over because now it's going to be printed into the ground. Then there's Different Dimension Ground. You like that transition? So Different Dimension Ground, this is another amazing reprint. A card being printed in Star Strike Blast. This card was demanding like a $15 price tag, especially when we move into the Link format. This card's actually going to be a lot more relevant because of things like the Dinosaur matchup. This card can pretty much just end their turn if you chain it in response to something like a Lithosogym activation. It just banishes everything, it fucks them up. This is one of my favorite side deck cards just because of the ability that it has as being a one-turn Macrocosmos, and I'm really happy it's going to get reprinted because it's a really powerful card, but it's just been really expensive because it's a Star Strike Blast card, so it's only had that one printing. Now we have Dragunity Knight Dearg. This is another ridiculously expensive card for no reason, just because, again, it's only had one printing, so, you know, pretty much anyone who's wanted to get their hands on them, there's only one way to do so, but now there's going to be an extra way to get your hands on it, so Dragunity players, rejoice. Then there's, Elemental Hero Nova Master. Nova Master, while it's not really used in hero decks pretty much at all, it's still an outrageously expensive card because of its rarity, so again, another good solid reprint there. Then we have Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, and I find this really interesting because for the time being, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight is banned, so does this potentially mean that on the next ban list, we're going to get Exciton Knight limited back to 1? That's how it is in the OCG, and I'd be really interested to see if that's the case, especially with the new Link rules taking effect and stuff as well. you know, maybe it's time for Exciton to be free. Then there's Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. Gaia Dragon, again, is another card that's only had a couple printings. It's an ultimate rare in one of the Astro Packs, I believe, and then it's a super rare as well. So again, another card that has a moderately high price that now is going to have another printing, so it's going to have much more access. Pretty much there's going to be much more access to having the card. Galaxy Soldier is a really big one as well. Galaxy Soldiers have been in the $10 to $15 price range, so this is definitely going to make that card much more accessible for a lot of you guys that want to build, you know, Galaxy Blue Eyes or even like some pure Galaxy deck, whatever. Giant Rex is interesting, and this is the first card that's a new card that's going to be printed. So Giant Rex is a 2000 attack level 4 dinosaur that can't attack directly, but if it gets banished, you get to special summon it and it gains attack power as well. So will we see Giant Rex making some dinosaur lists for the North American World Championship qualifier? I guess we'll have to see, but it's a really interesting timing, something I felt like I wanted to bring up. And then there's Infernoid Deviati. Deviati, again, is pretty much the only expensive Infernoid, I believe, because it's only had a couple printings, so having another copy of that is really nice for Infernoid players, even though Grass is at 1, so Infernoids aren't particularly a threat anymore. You know, it's still nice for anyone who wants to build the deck that now they have access to it. Then there's Into the Void. This card was actually on my top 5 cards that need to be reprinted, and we finally got it. Into the Void has only had 1 printing, technically 2 with the Ultimate Rare version as well, but it had a very high price tag, and now that value is going to go down, so if you're looking to get your Into the Voids, now's your opportunity. Then we have Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, and Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. These are 3 of the Galaxy Eyes Dragons that cost a shitload of money for no reason whatsoever. I believe Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon actually only has 1 printing. I can't remember if it's Galactic Overlord or Photon Shockwave, but this card is like a $15 card, I believe, and it's not used in anything. It's just an extremely hard to get card, so that's why it has the price tag. And then Galaxy Eyes Prime and Galaxy Eyes Tachyon are actually used in Blue Eyes decks, and again, they don't have many printings either, so if you're looking to play Blue Eyes and get some of those extra deck cards, this is going to be a very easy way to do so. Then, my second brand new card being released, Performapal Odd Eyes Mini Taurus. Now, this card, at first glance, you're probably like, why the fuck is this here? Well, for those of you who want to know, if you're playing Pendulums in any way, shape, or form with Zodiac, this is a Beast Warrior, meaning it is a searchable target off of Broad Bowl, and it's a high scale, so you no longer need to play the other big level 6 bitch because you don't need it. This is a Performapal, it's an Odd Eye, so you can search it not only off of Broad Bowl, but off of Pendulum Sorcerer as well. So if you're playing Pendulums mixed with Zodiac, this might be your new high scale that you want to look into. Then we have a Raiden Hand of the Lightsworn that is now an ultra rare. I just think that's really nice because this card's only had a super rare printing. I think it might have had a common in the last OTS pack, but regardless, ultra rare is really nice because everyone loves max rarity Lightsworn, so I just think that's a really good reprint all around. Raid Raptor Force Strix is really huge because of the combo with a Dragonic Diagram in the True Draco Zodiac deck. That card was like on the $15 to $20 price tag as well, so having easier access to this is very good in my eyes. Then there's Raid Raptor Satellite Cannon Falcon, which, again, another really expensive card, only if you're playing Raid Raptors, but this card's like $10, so having, you know, people who want to play Raid Raptors now have much easier access to it is definitely a good thing. Then there's Spellbook Magician of Prophecy and Spellbook of Secrets. These are awesome because these have been going up in price ever since the Spellbook support was announced in Japan, so these were the most, I would say, the most expensive probably, or on the more expensive end of the Spellbook cards, so I'm very happy they got a reprint because those cards outside of their Ultra and Ultimate Rare printings in the original set have had nothing else. So again, much more ease of access for players who want to play Spellbooks or like Invoked Spellbooks, something like that moving forward. Transmodify is a really nice reprint. Again, another like $7 to $10 card that was expensive for not really any good reason. It's a strong card, don't get me wrong, but just kind of random in terms of its application and was kind of demanding a higher price point for no real good reason. Then we have Vanity's Fiend. Now, Vanity's Fiend, even though it's been printed to death, like there's common versions, there's ultimate rare versions, it's still like a $4 to $5 card, so another printing of it will probably drive the price of the common down. And if you can't afford the ultimate rares, now there's a nice middle ground between common and ultimate. So that's really nice. Vision Hero Adoration, again, another hero card that's absurdly expensive, is now going to get reprinted. I think that's amazing. Witch of the Black Forest is a card that's probably going to get unbanned. It's off the list in Japan because it got errata, very similar to Sangan. So frankly, it's gonna just get the errata treatment, and they're just giving it to us now. It's probably gonna be on the next list in some form or another. And last but not least, for the ultra rares, Zaphion the Time Lord is just an absolutely spectacular card that you're definitely gonna want to keep your eyes on. Now, moving into the secret rares. Yeah, that was just the ultra rares that were good in this set. Now we have the secrets. So, Artifact Sanctum, fantastic reprint. I'm so happy because it's only had technically 2 printings, but even so, it's still an expensive card for what it is. And now a 3rd printing, especially its secret rare, is going to be really nice. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, absolutely amazing. I'm so happy this is getting a reprint. This card has been super expensive for a long time, but now a lot of players are going to be able to get them at a much cheaper price point. Denko Sekka as a secret rare is going to look gorgeous, but again, another card that's really expensive because it doesn't have a lot of printing. So again, I'm super happy we're getting that. Mermail Abyssteus is a card that has pretty much dodged all reprint lists, especially when it comes to Mermail, but now it's going to have a secret rare printing. The ultimate rares are probably still going to have an outrageously high price point, but if you're looking to play Mermail, Abysssteuses are going to be much easier to get once this secret rare printing does get released. M-X-Saber Invoker is a little bit late, but again, it still has a, pretty high price point, so if you're looking to get Invoker is going to be pretty dirt cheap after the set gets released. PSY-Framelord Omega, oh my fucking god, that is just like probably, like, I can't even get over the fact that everything else I've already listed, and we get PSY-Framelord Omega on top of it. That's just absurd. Sage with Eyes of Blue is pretty much the only Blue Eyes card that hasn't actually had a proper reprint, so this is really good. That card was like anywhere from $25 to $30, so now that we're going to have a secret rare printing nonetheless, it's not only going to become cheaper, but now you have an alternative rarity as well, depending on what you like. Then there's Phantom Knight Breaksword. Again, another insanely powerful card that's going to get the reprint treatment. Same rarity as it was before, but again, having much more ease of access for players who want to have a Breaksword. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This is a card that we've had printed several times, but still demands a $15 to $20 price tag, so more Trish reprints, I'm all for it. And last but not least, the card that everyone's wanting out of this set, Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. So, as long as this is not short printed like the Necros of Trishula back in the Secret Forces, this is going to be pretty much the chase card of the set, and I'm really happy that they're making this much more accessible for a lot of players who want to play Lightsworn. It's kind of unfortunate with the timing because of Link Summoning coming out, so I'm not too happy with the timing, but frankly, I don't really care because now everyone can have access to a Minerva, and I think that is absolutely fucking amazing. But guys, if you want to check out the full spoiler, go down in the description below. I'll post the full spoiler for you guys to check out, and let me know down in the comments what your guys' top cards that you're looking forward to out of Battles of Legends Light's Revenge. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure you like that video as always. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. And if you found this video helpful, consider backing me on Patreon, because just by pledging only $1 a month, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.